Hi, I'm Patty with StudioR12 Stencils, and today we are here to explore our exclusive Project of the Month Club. This is for August 2023, and you are here because you get early access to this video ahead of everybody else, and we are going to paint together, and I can't wait to show you how fun this is. Let's see what we've got. All right. Let's see, we have a surface and some other fun things. Oh, there's some cute stickers. Ooh, this one is kind of cool. This is an exclusive fall and Halloween category that you can save with these coupons on. Don't forget to look at this so that you can see where to find us on social and where to save some money. It's a big deal. Okay, and then in here, this is a sneak peek of our Project of the Month, or this is our Project of the Month flyer. We have done this in several arts. Today we are going to be painting in these two styles. So I'm going to show you how to do all of the steps so that you can paint it like this, and then mostly it's going to be the same, just different colors if you paint in the other styles. All right, so this is our fall. If you want to save your plastic bag, I know a lot of our customers save their plastic bags. Just slice it right across the top and you can slide your stencil right back in. Okay, so we've got a tall surface and then we have a tall stencil. And this is a reversible project. And then we have an embellishment stencil that has all of your little fall leaves. Now don't forget, stencils are reusable and you can totally use these on card making and crafting and put them with your other stencils and stuff like that. So don't forget that. And then some cute little fall stickers for you to put on your drink cups or your computers or whatever you want them to be. So I'll put these aside. And this is a Halloween one. So we have the reverse side is going to be our Halloween side. So it's really nice when you have a reversible project so that you can you get double your bang for your buck. So you're going to have both sides of your project and then you can put art on both. And so then we have the embellishment with the spiders and the bats and the spider webs. And then of course the trick or treat long tall stencil. Okay, so that's that side. And then of course a couple more Halloween stickers. Super cute. Okay, we always ship our embellishments on kind of like cellophane onto your projects so that they don't break. They're definitely delicate. If you happen to break one, I'll show you what to do about that. But if you have kids, dogs, pets, things like that, then go ahead and just make sure you put them away someplace safe. A little Tupperware container where they can just be by themselves, probably a good choice. Okay, and then we'll take that away. Ooh, fun. All right, so we have spider webs. Okay, super intricate. I love that. And then, oh, look at this spider, it's amazing. Little bats and pumpkins and leaves. This is gonna be fun. So we have our surface, and this surface is a Masonite surface. It has a little bit of a slicker texture. So what you can do is give it just a little quick sand. Literally, that's it. Brush off any debris. That just gives it a little bit of tooth and roughs it up. You can use the DecoArt multi-purpose sealer, and that is going to seal your surface. All right, so you just take your multi-purpose sealer and you apply a nice thin coat. While our board is drying, I'm going to set it off to the side and then let's talk about colors. So we do have a color chip chart, but today I'm going to tell you the colors that I'm choosing. I'll tell you the name of them and or the number of them for each of the brands. So we're going to go find our green. I've got a big drawer of colors here. And I think we're going to call this number 43. And the number 43 is on the paint chip chart. Is DecoArt's number is 106 and Sherwin-Williams number is 6179. So you can use either one of those or just use your own green, whichever way. So we're gonna base coat our color, our background color in the number 43. And shake it up if you don't think you've used it for a while, because paint tends to settle. Okay, and I think that's dry. And now when you're applying your base coat, make sure that you're not putting like big puddles of paint on. So you want to stretch that paint out nice and thin. Okay, I've got that nice and stretched out, and so now we will let that color dry. I am going to use a fold top sandwich bag to keep my brush fresh, because I need to do at least one more coat, and we'll see how that looks afterwards. All right, so I've got my other 3 colors pulled while we are waiting for my green to dry, and we're using number 28, which is black in anybody's palette. The number for the black color is Deco Arts number is 067 and Sherwin-Williams is 6258. The orange that I'm going to mix with my cream is number 40, and that is Deco Art 238 and Sherwin-Williams 6636. And number 22 is my cream, which is Deco Art 257 and Sherwin-Williams 6119. So those are the colors we're going to use for this project today. And let's go ahead and blow dry our project. All right, so I'm going to do my second coat on my green board. I love the tag shape of these boards. They are so cute. So once again, we're spreading that paint out. If you ever get the little paint goobers that come off like that, just go ahead and wipe them off someplace else. Don't let them sit on your project. Okay, brush goes in here. And now while we wait for this to dry, let's go ahead and paint our embellishments. I love this project because it has these embellishments. It makes your project so much deeper when you have like elements that are front and back and stuff like that. So we're gonna paint these with the Jumbo Dauber. It's domed and it's a super dense foam, and they last forever. Like, I don't know if forever's right, but they last a really long time. And so we're going to just pounce these with our cream color. Pounce on my palette, then pounce over on my paper towel, and then we pounce up and down to base, and that will prevent all of the paint going inside the little details. Makes it really fast. The one thing that you're going to get with our videos, you're going to get pro painting techniques so that you can make painting fun, fast, and easy. That would have taken me 10 hours to do with the paintbrush, so that's much faster this way. Okay, we'll put that off to the side to dry. And they'll need one more coat. Sometimes when you are painting your embellishments, you might use an ink sweeper. I've got these littler details, and so sometimes it's nice just to add a little bit of detail with paint right on the tip. So I'll load that into my black, tap it out, blot it out, and then I can hang on, and if I use the inks, the jumbo dauber, I'm like daubing in a big area. So this is beneficial because I'm just daubing in that little tip corner, and it makes it much easier to control. Okay, little spider legs are going to be things that you'll want to take care of because they're just so fine and detailed. Put that off to the side, and we'll pull our webs in here. One more coat. Second coat on our black. Okay, we'll let everybody dry. If you want to put these in your water bucket, put them in the water and then sink them down with one of your brushes. And that helps everybody stay under the water until you're ready to clean your brush. Okay, we're going to use our sanding block and we're going to just give it a light little sand just to take the tooth away. You can hear it. Here's smooth and here's rough. And then always wipe away any debris. I have a little bit of a smudge right there. See if he just knocks off. Yeah, he just knocked it right off. Okay, so now we're ready to stencil. Okay, so we got our trick or treat and we need to allow for good spacing for our embellishment. It looks so cute. It's gonna be adorable. Okay, and then we go over here. We've got the hole so it fits right through the big part of that spider web. Okay, so we've just really done something unique here. This is something that you don't see done very often, is to shove your stencil over to the side. And that just makes a really, like a kind of more modern take on using your stencil. So we're gonna use our dome brush, and we are doing the treat word in the ivory color. And we're going to use a little bit of tape. So these are just some of the basic supplies that you'll need when you're stenciling. If you're new at stenciling, make sure that you leave a picture of your project on our Facebook page so that we can see how you did. Now, I'm not going to push the tape on very hard because this is fresh paint. I can patch it, but I don't want to patch it. So be gentle with fresh paint. If you wait a day or just really blow dry it nice, then you won't have fresh paint. So we'll go into our cream and we're going to offload that paint onto the paper towel. We're going to get our glasses and we are going to, I'm going to go ahead and stipple first. I didn't tape this very securely, so I just want it secured while I'm going down the row, so I'm hanging on to it. If you swirl, which is a technique that we use, it can move your stencil, so if it's not taped down super securely. What I love about our dome brush is that you are not going to be bleeding under with a dome brush unless you overload and don't offload. Okay, so now I've got one coat on there. Now I'm going to go switch to swirling. Sometimes when you have your paint goes to the edge of your stencil, it'll kind of sink the edge of your stencil down. So sometimes that little bit of stipple gives the stencil just enough bite to stick it where it needs to be, so then I feel safe swirling afterwards. Okay, so this is third coat. It goes really fast though. So what I love about stenciling is it doesn't take a long time. Okay, I'm gonna leave my brush out and then I'm gonna mix my orange color. So I'm gonna use the number 40 color and I'm just gonna mix a custom color. So I'm gonna think about this in chocolate chip sizes. So I'm going to take my palette knife, which makes paint mixing much easier, and I'm gonna take a chocolate chip size and put it right there, and then I want 2 chocolate chips of the cream to 1 chocolate chip of the orange. That just gets you into a measurement size. And remember, now that you have these colors, you can do this kind of alternate trick-or-treat color scheme, which is kind of a new trend. And you can take it and apply it to any of your crafting projects, whether you're on Dollar Tree items or repainting things, DIY, that kind of stuff. So just remember that these palettes work on all your projects. So once you have it, you can totally make a bunch of things. I'm going to do my 4th coat on my trick-or-treat word. Notice how fast that goes. Okay. Brush in the water. Always make sure your brushes go in the water after you're done using them. And we'll go into a smaller brush with our little tangerine color. And then I'm going to go ahead and swirl since I already stippled over here. Okay, and I want to go ahead and peek and see how my cream color is doing. Oh, that looks perfect. Okay, you may be asking yourself, why are you stippling on the trick-or-treat? The reason I'm doing that is orange is a really difficult color to base with. So as I swirled, I noticed I didn't have much of a difference. So if something is a difficult color to base with, then you need to switch into a stipple and that will make it more strong. So that's why, that's another pro tip for you. Ooh, hi. Ooh, did you see what I just did? Let's take a peek and see if I have any bleeding under. I totally went from my paint to my project and didn't wipe anything off. Let's take a look. I am okay. And the reason I'm okay is I already had a couple coats on there. So you always offload, always, always. I happen to blow dry and then go back to my project. Always offload. Okay, now we're going to reveal and see where we are at. Ta-da, that looks super cute. Now we can make some different, I'm gonna go ahead and dry this, but we can make some different effects. I don't wanna glue these embellishments down until I'm already done with any painting techniques that I'm going to do, because that will mean that I get in my own way with those embellishments. We're gonna add a little bit of color with number 42, which is Deco Art 113 and Sherwin-Williams 6188. We're gonna mix a quarter size in with a quarter size. So I'm just gonna take about a quarter same size and darken that color. Always wipe your palette knife off right when you use it, otherwise it gets thicker and thicker with paint. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is add some antiquing, which is gonna just frame our piece really nicely. So we're gonna use a dry polyfoam brush. The brush is really important that it's a polyfoam, or our other brush that is on our website. I can't think of its name right now, but there's two of them, and they both are super dense and super firm, and so they give you a good resistance when you're doing your antiquing. So we're gonna take a little bit of paint on the end of our brush, and we're just going to drag it straight down just to give it a little bit of distressing. I pounce it off on my paper towel. If you're afraid of this or nervous about this step, make sure that you just practice the technique on a cardboard box or some other surface. And then I'll flip it over. I don't do a good upside down antiquing. I do it better pulling towards myself. Okay, it's got a nice little sinister look to it. I like it. And then, let's see, let's go into a little bit of spatters. So, White Wonder brush. This is shaved across the top, and it's like almost like hair thinned up the middle so that it has little single bristles. It's almost like tying a whole bunch of liner brushes together. You get some water in there, and you get a little bit of your cream color and make it like ink. I'm gonna use the end of my palette brush, and I always test over on my palette. And then I want to just kind of pull some spatters. I'm holding it right above my project and then just walking down the project. And then I think we're going to add a little bit of black spatters too. So I'll keep these on the edges. Perfect, that looks so good. Always rinse out your brushes. If you have bristle brushes, you want to make sure that you rinse them out really well right away, because they don't like to have their noses slammed into the bottom of your water basin. And we have an excellent video on how to wash your brushes on our YouTube channel, so you can check that out. My spatters are dry. Spatters take forever. And then when your spatters get dry, trust me on this, you want to go ahead and take a paper towel and you want to wipe everywhere where a spatter could have gotten. And then you'll go ahead and take your work towel, which is the Dollar Tree Relax little bath towel. And you're going to put that down. Everything is dry on here. And we're going to flip this over before we glue on our embellishments. And we're going to paint the other side. And the reason we put that towel down there is to protect what's painted on that side. So that's super important, also a pro tip. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and seal. Got that slick surface, give it just a little buff. Always wipe it off. I've got two browns. I think the 44 might be okay. That is number DA271 and Sherwin-Williams 6103. It might be dark enough, but I might want a tint of number 17, which is DecoArt 064 and 6083 in Sherwin-Williams. Okay, so we're just gonna mix in just a little bit of brush mix of each, and I don't care if they're irregular looking. Okay, I think that's going to be a pretty color. So what we're going to want to do is get this dry, and I think I'm going to leave it that little bit of distressed in the middle where it's not quite all the way based. It gives it just a little bit of an antique. I love fall and Halloween because you can do all that background work and have it just be, I don't know, just richer. Okay, once again, we are going to shove that all the way over to our edge. So I'm going to go ahead and tape that down. Okay, and we will use number 40. Okay, so orange is one of our difficult colors to base with, so I'm going to stipple, especially over the dark brown. Okay, we're going to use number 8. And we're going to mix just a little bit of the orange in with it for our hello word. I love the sideways hello on these stencils. I think that is just lovely. I'm going to brush mix this, just kind of even color. I just want a little orange tint to my yellow. Anything that's mixed with white is going to base coat a lot better, so you can see that that's got a nice white hue versus this has a stronger pigment look to it. Let's go ahead and take a peek. Looks perfect. Okay, don't you love stenciling when you're not bleeding under? The dome stencil brushes are the best. They're amazing. Okay, so we are going to get this dry. I'm going to keep these dirty because I'm going to use them on the leaves that we're going to put up and down here. So let's go ahead and get it dry. Okay, so since it's a reversible project, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my embellishment stencil to make the background layers of the embellishments instead of tying these from up here, because when I tie that up there, I don't want maybe the tied up things to be on the back, on the door, or wherever I hang this. So I want to make sure that I have that thought through. Okay, so now we're going to put some background leaves, and then we'll use our above ground leaves to be embellishy stuff. So we'll do some pumpkins. I'm going to flip my stencil over. Don't forget your stencil is multi-sided. So he leans that way, so I want him to lean to the inside. And so we're going to lean him inside and kind of give him a tilt. And then we'll go in here and just give him a swirl. I love swirling when I stencil. So great. We'll see how that looks. Okay, so he's got a nice faded, subdued background look. And we'll go ahead and jump up. If I'm going to use this stencil and flip it back over, I need to dry off that side and make sure I'm not going to be spreading that color around on my project. Be really careful with that. Okay, so I've got leaves going up project, so we'll get some orange leaves. Probably we'll do 2 coats, and then I want to give it a little bit of a yellow flourish as well. So get that dry. Get some yellow. And then I can just tip that leaf with a little bit of yellow for a fade. And then that gives it some depth. Then I can maybe that guy will just be a loner guy. I can get a little bit of our green color from the other side. Maybe we'll pull out a little bit of red. Get our fall palette going. So we'll use our number 18. When you are using multiple colors for a project, sometimes you have to have multiple brushes because you cannot use these brushes wet. So make sure that if you're getting ready to do something with 4 or 5 colors, you have at least 4 or 5 brushes or time to let it dry in between. Okay, so we'll go and do orange on this little leafy poo. We'll fade in some of that red. Lift it off and you'll start seeing a little bit of dancing going on. We can come back down to our pumpkin. Let's get out, I know what I should have done. I should have, and I can still do it, I should have made this one be my top one, so I'll make that be my embellishment. So right now I'll go into, make this the back one. And then I'll make him a side one, and I'll pick up just a little bit of yellow on my brush. And we'll use our multi-masker. And wait, he's the top one. He doesn't need to be masked. And pick up a little bit of orange. Okay, and then when we paint this little guy, we'll put him right over the top of that, and that'll make it look really cool. And we'll continue on with our leaves. Ooh, hi. All right, to protect my brushes from drying, I'm going to shove them into a baggie and make sure I kind of twist it down nice and tight because I don't want those to dry out, but I don't want them wet yet. So now we need to paint our embellishments, but before we do that, we're going to paint our edges and get it antiqued. So we're going to use our black and we are going to just flick the same kind of antiquing, but it's just stronger. And that's just going to anchor everything together. Okay, and I'm gonna pick it up because I'm grabbing that towel. Just really don't want to paint the back side of my project. Flip it over. I'm gonna anchor myself. If you get a goober that you don't like, you can take a little bit of sanding, just kind of erase it. All right, before I spatter, I want to make one adjustment. I'm going to lay my stencil back on top. And what I love about stencils is they're reusable. I don't have to worry about if this was just a vinyl. I can just realign it and reposition it right over the word. Takes just a minute to do. Gonna tape down. This is a really fun technique that you can use when you're doing lettering. So I've got my yellow, my hello in a little bit of an orange yellow mix. So I can take just the number 8 and I can go right through the middle of that color. Now take a little peek. Not quite enough. I'll repeat. If we need to, we'll get some of that cream color. Yeah, that gave it just the little pop that it needed. So now we're going to spatter. What I love that I've done with the stencil embellishments is I created little faded color changes all the way down the board. That makes it just a really neat technique. Very difficult to achieve with just a paintbrush and blending colors. So we're going to go into our metallic. Water. Tap off, not thin enough. If it doesn't release, then your paint is not thin enough. All right, now that we've got our metallic spatters on there, I think they really picked up that accent on the hello a lot. That's perfect. So now I want to do the embellishments over here. So I'm going to take this away and just put it out of the realm of things. Okay, so we're going to paint our embellishments. This one's going to be in our number 40. And then we've got some leaves. And we can do the leaves in the number 40 as well, but we can accent them differently. So notice that I have 2 kind of straight leaves and then 1 fat leaf. So in order to make things kind of balanced, I want them to mirror themselves. So now I can take my brushes with my other colors in them and I can give little accents to the leaf tips. And we've got our pumpkin. Okay, it happens that our stencil fits exactly on this thing. So what we can do here is we can give it a little bit of a highlight. A little bit of red. All right, so for finishing our pieces, what we have, if you are going to be placing your finished door hanger or your sign outside, then you're going to want to make sure that you varnish, especially if you're like my house faces straight to the west, shines right in my front door. So I would want to protect it. So if you wait to varnish till after you glue on your elements, then you're going to use the Krylon 1311. If you use this one, you don't want to use any marker embellishments. So if you like to freestyle on there with marker, spray on your varnish, because this will erase your marker and smear it. So after embellishments, before embellishments. And then honestly, this would be way easier to varnish your embellishments with. So we can go ahead and put a coat on there. This is going to be matte, so it's not going to be shiny at all. All right, so let's glue some embellishments on. So you're going to take your quick and dry tacky glue. I love this one because it sits on its nose and the glue is always preloaded to that nozzle. So we'll just give a few little squishes. Okay, I twisted that and I can see a little bit of my glue lines, but they look like spatters and they're gonna dry clear. Okay, so make sure that you know where you're going. This is actually cut to fit the exact shape of the top, so that's a super big bonus. Same with this guy here. So we'll come over here. Okay, and then, ooh, I wanted to add a few of our embellishments here. A couple of bats in our background. Got a little bit ahead of myself. So I want these to be faded bats so that they're just sort of around, not star bats like the stars of the show. So just little hints. Yeah, it's looking nice and creepy. I love it. Okay, brush in the water. Now let's glue on here with him. It's always nice to do a dry run. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Go up here with him. Cute, 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 cute. Okay, so now that that is glued, we need to let it dry so it can be cured. So that is a very important point. So we will be back. We're ready to put the embellishments on the back. So I think we'll go here. Right over the top of these. That looks so cute. So to have that fade with a little bit brighter and one right raised up in front looks so great. Okay, so cute. Now, what I want to do is I've got some ribbon. If you have not seen our How You Store Ribbon video, this is a two-sided shoe rack that's mesh that makes ribbon storage perfection. And they even make a shorter one. So if you don't have as much ribbon as us, but you can keep all your ribbon organized by color and season. It's amazing. So I've got some raffia. Anyway, we have a video on YouTube for that. Got some string. And so we'll put the string through. Now these are wet, so I'm going to be careful not to bump them. So try on whatever color ribbon string you want, and you can do let's go ahead and cut it to there. These would be cute in a wreath. It would be cute just anywhere. These are adorable. Love tags. They're everywhere right now, and this is so original and unique. Tie your knot. And then if you want the raffia, then you could take a little bit of raffia and you could bring it inside each side. Just gonna add a little bit of flow. You can thread that through. And then I like to make them uneven. I don't like them to be all even Steven. And then I can do one through the other side as well. So there we have it, our double-sided project of the month for August 2023. I hope you love the August 2023 project of the month as much as I do. I love these tags and I love the 3D embellishments. Make sure you subscribe, ring the bell, and then look for more of our project of the month on our website, StudioR12.com.